So many questions tonight. Former Deputy Assistant to the President, Fox News National Security Strategist, Dr. Sebastian Gorka, and former FBI Assistant Director, James Kallstrom. James, I've known you a lot of years. I have nothing but the deepest respect for all law enforcement. They risk their lives. They keep our country safe. They do it because they love their country. As a former top FBI guy, you're watching all of this. What are your general thoughts?
Well, I agree with you. I agree with what you just said, Sean. And yeah, we've known each other for a long time, and we both respect. I certainly respect my 27 years and the people I worked with. And yes, we did risk our lives from time to time, and we came to work every morning because it was the right thing to do to protect the American people on a whole host of jurisdiction that the Bureau had, and also working with the state and local law enforcement. You know, I've been extremely upset about this. I mean, a year and a half ago, I started, you know, I started to watch about what Jim Comey was doing, and it made no sense. You know, what he was talking about was way outside the boundaries of what the FBI actually does, the procedures the FBI goes through on investigations. And it was clear to me that he was, playing with a different drummer, let me tell you that.
Let me ask you, too.
Go ahead.
In all your years in the FBI, did you ever hear of an exoneration months before the principals, some 18 of them, including the main principal, is ever interviewed? Did you ever hear of a FISA court being handed information that they know is political and who paid for it and not telling the FISA judge and not verifying it?
Absolutely not. I mean, that just never took place. I was involved with numerous FISA orders when I was the head of the FBI in New York and when I was an agent. And this just doesn't happen. It never happened. And it's pathetic what went on. And I believe what happened is, Sean, we're talking about a small number of people. Comey brought in these sycophants and put them together on the 7th floor of the Hoover building and took the investigations out of the field offices, New York and Little Rock and other places. And they conducted this sham investigation. And was Comey not smart enough? Was he? Oh, of course it was in. And was he not smart enough to know when he's dancing with the devil that the music was going to stop someday? And it did. And he had that pathetic press conference, you know, that was just so far out of bounds. And then, of course, all that we know now since then, just pathetic.
Dr. Gorka, we got this new information, Paul Sperry, tonight, which I think is fascinating. Comment on Brennan Clapper and Susan Rice's email. But remember, we haven't gotten to the bottom of the surveillance, the unmasking, the lack of minimization, the leaking of raw intelligence, which we know a crime was committed against General Flynn. Nobody seemed to care. I do, especially somebody that served our country for 30-some-odd years of his life. What do you make of these new developments?
Finally, we're getting to find who's behind the curtain, and it's going to the very top of the last administration. We've been talking about FISA-gate or Memo-gate. We will probably end up talking about Obama-gate. Look at the facts already. I mean, John Brennan, just Google who this person is. John Brennan, in 1976, voted for Gus Hall, the Communist Party candidate for American president, and then he joins the CIA 4 years later, and then Obama eventually makes him director of the CIA, a man who voted for the Communist Party to take over America. Look at Susan Rice.
I'd never heard that, by the way. That's news to me. We'll dig deeper.
It's on CNN. You can Google it. CNN.
It's on fake news CNN, and it's got to be true. Okay, go ahead.
No. Washington Examiner and true. CNN. It's true. He got in trouble because he didn't know if he was going to pass his polygraph in 1980 when he joined the CIA. I mean, this is the kind of people who ran the Obama administration. And then we have Susan Rice.
So what do you make of Susan Rice then? What do you make of that? Look, that's the biggest CYA I've ever seen in my life.
But look at the arrogance of it. It's not even subtle. It's straight out of Shakespeare. The lady doth protest too much. When have you ever sent an email to any of your colleagues in your whole career, Sean, where you say, oh, by the way, let's make sure we're doing everything legally, just like we've been doing, wink, wink. Right? Know what I mean?
Wink, wink.
Right? I mean,
all right, last word, Jim Kallstrom. Jim, you get the last word.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dr. Gorka.
Just one thing. The unmasking part of all this, that's the big story. The UN ambassador, Samantha Power, 260, at least 260 unmasking requests. Why?
In a year.
Unmasking Americans? Why? That's the big story. That's the big story.
We're going to get to that, too. Last word, Jim Kalstra.
Yeah, I agree, Sebastian, absolutely. We're just the tip of the iceberg here, Sean. You've mentioned for months now, this unmasking is going to be a huge thing. Uranium One. Even Benghazi. I mean, Obama basically turned loose the sycophants in the intelligence community and others, really to conduct all this fraudulent crap around the election to try to not have Trump be elected. And of course, it continues to this day. This phony Russian investigation.
I've got to run. But one of the reasons we're getting to the truth, and I think our audience needs to know this, is because there are good and honorable people. Most of them, the vast majority, the 99% in the FBI, the intelligence community, they are fed up with this. They're now talking and stepping up. Thank you both. Good to see you, Jim. It's been a while. Dr. Gorka.